Well, we have an interesting subject this morning, but it is one which has been considered, reconsidered, denied, and affirmed over periods of thousands of years. Apparently, we are all confronted with the mystery of solving more or less completely the major issues of life. We have not gotten very far in that procedure up to the present time. We have found many answers, but not the answer to the major issues of existence. Sir Edwin Arnold, in his poem The Light of Asia, makes the Buddha to say, "Veil upon veil we lift, but find veil upon veil behind." And this is more or less the situation as it is. Every solution that we find proves to require in its own turn another solution. And so the problem goes on, and we are all trying to find the essential answers to the problems of daily existence. Now, the human being is endowed with three basic powers of thoughtfulness and examination. He has the mystery of the heart, which is more or less the mystery of religion. He has the mystery of the mind, which is largely fulfilled by philosophy and learning. And he has the mystery of the hand, which is in the keeping of science. With his hands, his mind, and his heart, he must build his own way in a very mysterious universe. Actually, as we go along, we hear a great many different opinions today about some of these issues. But still we must face the fact that we must find some basic convictions. We must get things down to their roots, dispose in one way or another of the many layers of fallacies and theories and conflicts which have built up in every level of our education and our spiritual culture. We see, for example, that today our religious world is in a very bad condition. All over the world, members of religions are fighting their own members, and also the members of all other religions. We find that instead of the religion of love, which was brought to us by the great world teachers, we have a theology of conflicts. We have a series of, we'll say, misunderstandings, which are built up to massive proportions. Every day now, some small group finds a reason to hate some other small group, and the large groups hate the small ones, and it goes on in a great problem of conflict for control, for domination, for possession of the life of the individual. In our religious life, our conflicts go back to a very basic point. What is religion? Is religion one of the many conflicting creeds, or is religion a totality in itself? Is religion a basis upon which to build a life? Are all these various religions merely translations and interpretations of one eternal faith? If that is true and there is a basic religion, what is it? How can we escape the conflict of sectarianisms and persecutions and inquisitions if we are in the presence of a faith, the purpose of which is to make our lives better and bring us closer to an ideal way of existence? What is the problem of these religions? Why can they not get together? Why are the creeds more important than conduct? Why is it more important to argue over the translation of a book than it is to understand or read the book itself? Day after day, year after year, the homely and common truths of things have been reinterpreted, reanalyzed, The search for older source material goes on and on and on. But the religious world, 4/5 at least of the human race, is in pitiful condition. It has come to the point where the faiths that were given to us to preserve our inner lives are now almost on the verge of destroying us. Everywhere the truths are ignored. What is religion? Is religion something that has to be creedalized? Does it have to be a sectarian approach to spiritual understanding? Can we not recognize the final, ultimate basis of religion? And that is, love ye one another. Now, all the theology in the world cannot destroy that or create a peaceful existence without it. The real contribution of religion is love. Love, fellowship, service, mutual consideration, compassion for all that lives. It is the purpose of religion to bring people together. But by various contrivances, we have so integrated or organized our faiths that they live in constant antagonism with each other. And on what grounds are these antagonisms? Well, primarily on the assumption, which is held throughout the world, that each individual or each community or each communion of religion, each one is the only true one. No matter how much you try to interpret or understand these facts, the fact remains, as my old doctor friend said, there are only two doxies in this world. Orthodoxy, which is my religion, heterodoxy, which is everybody else's. So this becomes a loyalty not to truth, but a loyalty to an institution. Even if we understand this institution historically, we must admit that there are areas of it which are not worthy of loyalty. But we go right on, convinced and concerned only with the victory of our own belief over everyone else's. This is not love. Love suffereth long and is kind. Love forgives. Love strives in every way possible to make things happier and better for even the stranger outside the gate. But we have not recognized the primary purpose of religion. Love is religion, and hate is atheism. Hate is a danger to all that lives. It is arousing the selfishness, the competitiveness in the human personality for the destruction of mankind. The only answer is to recognize that religion has one basic fact: love ye one another. Now, you don't have to hang a name on that. It has been known everywhere. Akhenaton taught it in Egypt 1,200 years before the birth of Christ. It is in every code that man has ever had, namely, that each one shall think not of his own good alone, but of the good of all. Democracy as a policy is based upon cooperation, mutual union for common good. And all these things have gradually faded away. Now, philosophy also has its part in the entire study of things. Philosophy is a very interesting problem. Here we have a human being standing in a desert, the desert of waiting. He has been standing there for ages, with the sky above him, earth under his feet, the sun glaring down, and occasionally a flood endangering his life. This individual standing on that spot of ground, or if we want to enlarge it, this little planet which we call the earth, tries desperately to understand why he is here. What is he here to do? Where did he come from? Where is he going? What should he be doing that he isn't doing? And what should he stop doing that he is doing? Somehow out of this situation, the individual must integrate a code of personal conduct. And this is basically called philosophy. Philosophy is nothing but organized, carefully thought out common sense. Now, the man standing in the desert, or each of us standing where we are, our philosophy is not and cannot be absolute. We do not know more than we can understand. We do not understand more than we are. But all the way along, there have been provisions made to help the individual to improve his own conduct, to increase his own skills, and protect himself from the natural dangers of life, and to build towards some kind of a future.